Welcome, traders and investors, to this Friday, November 24th edition of Pre-Market Prep Plus. Joel Alcon joining you here after a Thanksgiving Day celebration, except for the Lions. Not much going on here today, folks. Let me know what's on your radar. We will run over some stocks, some technical setups here for some of the bigger boys, and then we can move on to some issues of your choice. Starting out, the S&P 500 index futures are trading up just under a point here. The low of the day, I'm not sure what you're seeing on your platform, but the low of the day is not 45.66. It's actually 45.62. The reason I know that is because I was looking at it early in pre-market trading. I don't know if you guys knew that the S&Ps were open or stay open from 6 p.m. until 6 p.m. on Wednesday to 1 p.m. on Thursday. So that's where you got the price action. So the real low of the day is 45.62. Your pre-market high 45.74, and high above that is Wednesday's high at 45.80.50. But right now, trying to stay green. The buck is down 28 cents here. Quiet day in the dollar as well. Looking at the dollar futures. Let me switch the charts up here for you. The dollar futures. Let's see. Looking on the red candle for the month, made a low just under 103. But for your short-term dollar traders, we're keeping an eye on the 103.40 area. That splits the lows from yesterday and so far today, and just above it for now. The bonds, interesting here. You did climb into the 116 handle on two different occasions on Tuesday and Wednesday. Not so far today. Actually, you got a lower open and you just got above your high of the day was just two ticks above the low from yesterday. So that probably took place last night as well. So overall, the market is holding up pretty well with the bonds being down almost a point. Crude oil, bit volatile as always, down a buck 01 at 76.09. No real setups here except the double top at the $78 area, but that's not going to do you any good because that's $2 away. So looking at the inside day in the crude oil market, gold up $8.60 at 2001.40. Maybe get that close here above 2K. If this thing ever gets a bid at 2K, then blow the doors off to the upside. Silver, that made a new high, recent high for the move. Got back over $24. You can see struggling a little bit on the dailies to get a close above 24. So keep an eye, 24. And 2K. Let's see if it will stop being resistance and finally be a bid in the metals. Bitcoin up $215, 38,545. Yeah, the three tops here, same area, under 40K. 39K actually is a really good number to keep an eye on here. And then start thinking about that psychological 40K level. So there's a look. Is there any commodities and futures that you guys want to talk about before I get off the screen here? Let me know, and I could take a look at those. If not, we'll go to some issues of your choice. Easy Mike taking advantage of this move in DraftKings here. Big move up to the $38 area. Let's see what happens at 39. You got a seller perched here at 39 for sure. Four consecutive highs right at that area. So down 4 cents, trying to catch a bid. The monthlies aren't telling you that that's where this rally is going to stop. But what we can do, if you want to go longer term here, on the DraftKings, man, they sure spent a lot of money on advertising, as I noticed during the games yesterday. But it's taken a while here to get back, and yeah, there's an area for you if you want to play it shorter term. 50% is up at the $42 area. It's the only thing I have there for you in DraftKings. But keep an eye on 39 first. PENN. Let's look at Penn Gaming. that got the move, man, at 20 to 21, and that's kept on going. So there's the laggard for you. Pair highs at 27, but that's not as important as the high of the move. The recent high of the move, actually the highest you've been since August, was 26.47 was your high back in August. Last week's high exactly matching 26.47. Yeah, it did peak there too. So there's an area. Last two highs, a little bit shorter term play. Trying to clear out the seller at 26 over the last couple sessions. So there's a look at Penn. Easy Mike sold his Caesars. Let's take a look at Caesars, CZR. It's had a nice move off that October low, and you've got a consolidation here. Now, the recent trend has been up here, Mike, Easy Mike, since at the end of October, and you're getting a pause in the action and consolidation here. So, can't say it's a great sale, but we'll see. We'll see if it breaks out of this little bit of consolidation period. Um, we have been trading in a range between 40. What was your high here? Trading in a range between 47.11 and let's call it 45 to 47 here over the last 3, 6 sessions. There's your consolidation, the breakout above 47. You get some more room to the upside. If you break down through 45, maybe you'll get a little bit of a retracement of this move here in Caesars Entertainment Court. S&Ps still staying eerily quiet here going into that open bell opening bell. Let's see what else we have. Let's just take a look at a couple other gaming stocks. Win Resorts, don't really talk about it too much, but let's see how the win chart looks. And hmm, not much. You had the rally off the November low. I think that was earnings, and then you had a little bit of a check back in this one, and that looks like you got back about half of the move. I'd be keeping a close eye on 86. Last three lows in a row, right around the $86 area. So good to go. As long as you're holding 86 and the recent high of the move close to $90, 89.52. So really those are the only good levels I can give you there. In Wynn Resorts, let's look at Las Vegas Sands, LVS. Wow, tradetherange.com here. Wow, you did have a big seller at the 49.60 area. And looks like they're still there. I got close up to 50. This is interesting. You hit 50 on Friday. Looks like maybe you closed, you had a weak close, but man, it did the same formation here back in September, and then it puked. I'd keep a close eye on this one because it's either going to break down through this, wow, tight range in this, like 49 to 50, 49 to 50, let's call it 48 and a half to 50. So it looks like you got LVS here setting up for another potential move. If you're going with, you thinking this October low was a real low here and moved up, made a high for the move, a little bit of consolidation. Looking at the gaming stocks here, boom. Let's see. Sports trading apps are good winter trade. Okay. All right. What else is what we're thinking about here? Just wanted to say, oh, thank you, Michael Crockett. Yeah, I'm thinking way too much of this game, keeping me up way too much at night. But man, don't want to fall behind. But you guys are not here to hear my football analysis. Florida BFI. That's a micro cap. He says it is a micro cap. If you buy it at a buck 09, that's the most BurgerFi. How are their burgers? I saw one in Ann Arbor, but I've never been to one. So, yeah, 5 days of football, good for the sports betting app. All right, S&P is just hanging out here around unchanged. For a programming note here, there will be no pre-market or no closing print today, knocking off early. And uh, but we'll be back on Monday with our regularly scheduled program. Your dad has 60 shares of NVIDIA, low cost average. Is it time to sell? Not sure what his original target was on it, but I keep an eye on that close from Friday. I like what I like to do when stocks have a big move off earnings is I really like to see. I think that where it closes on that day of earnings is determinative of what the street is going to do long term here. And the $500 area, the longer it takes to get back and break out above 500, you know, but this doesn't, I mean, the stock is just so strong. Like you saw what happened in buy the dip today. Wow, this thing, did it just pop up here? This is a volatile puppy. Wow. No, this is no, that's from the 22nd. Let me get oh, I didn't change my time frames here. But yeah, let's keep an eye on that closing price from Friday. Tell your dad for 60 shares to keep an eye on that closing price. Um, Black Friday shopping SPG. I don't know. We haven't looked at the REITs in a while. Simon Property Group big move up here in November, really participated with the market, got a little bit of consolidation here. I would say keep it if you're trading Simon Property Group. Keep an eye on the 121 area. That's well, yeah, one. I call it 120.75. Three of your last four lows are right at that area. Looks like you're leaning kind of, you close kind of weak. So underneath that, do have some support here. But that's a key area coming back on the upside. You got an exact double top almost at the 122.85 level. Let's call it 122.80. Your high on Monday, 122.89. Your high on Wednesday, 122.71. And looks like it's just inching up to fill that gap here at 123.45. So, a lot of times stocks will make a move up, fill a gap, and then off and reverse course. But holding steady here, buck 70 from the pair of highs from Monday and Wednesdays. That's what you're looking at SPG. Can't think of any other big REITs because they bought Taubman, right? Taubman's not around anymore, TCO, so can't really look at that one. Oh, let's see here. Oh, Tanger Outlets, SSKT. Yeah, now they're a little bit different. Is that still around? Let's see. SKT. Reset here. Nice move up. Market took it up in November here. Looks like you're trying to fill the gap, but you really can't. This kind of reminds me of the Celsius holding chart. But man, I'd like to see this 2470. I mean, oh, you had five tops there, and then you had the nice move to 26. Really not filling the gap yet, but that's the area of support. And then, hey, real quick here on the Tanger, you've had about a buck move. You got to get back above 25.50 to see if this is really going to be a turn in the stock. Your 3-day high is exactly 25.50. That gives you a retracement here from the recent high of the move at 26.07 check back. Wait, 24.86, man. You got real close to filling that gap. I mean, some of those highs a little bit lower, but sometimes, you wait for those gaps to get filled and they never do. And there's quite a few charts where you can look at that. So we got STK is a state joint. We do have the Tanger outlet on Wednesday, if you guys missed it, we did have Nick Setyan on, who gave us a great look at restaurant stocks. So if you want to go back on the channel and listen to that, let's see here: Florida, SLG and VNO. SLG is SL Green Realty been kind of been beat up since September. Got a little bit tricky over 36 here, but you did have a move from, let's call it 28 to 8-point move. You really haven't checked back a lot. Nothing really sticking out on me in this one, but if I was long the stock and it didn't get above 34.60 pretty soon, then I'd maybe look for a test of the 32. Not sure if you're going to get a gap fill here in this one. That gap fill would take you down to 3104. Uh, Build a Bear always packed. Yeah, we got those for our kids once 100 years ago. Oh no, Bath and Body Works. I'm sorry, not Build a Bear. Build a Bear is BBW, I think. Um, hmm, 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 hmm. Not much on the monthlies here, except you're coming into the bottom of a trading range that's been holding since the middle of 2022. You tested it last month, working on an inside month as of right now. So, really, to get clear sailing on the upside, got to clear 34 bucks. On the downside here, you got good monthly support going back to last year, just under 26 bucks. So at the lower end of his trading range. Baba's in the news here. Bad week for Baba, but they are starting their own cloud overhaul after nixing spinoff. So let's take a look at Baba. Technically down 46 cents. Real quiet here. Gap down when they didn't do the spinoff. 80's always been a key level in this one, going back on the monthlies. It had paid buying just at 80 several times this year. The problem is, one, you're down under 80, and really no potential catalysts are coming out. So let's get over 80 here for Baba. Daily highs. Where do you have the daily highs here? Got closed yesterday, Wednesday, when it got to 79.71. Toys R Us reopening next year. Huh, that's interesting. Good morning to you, Manuel Costa. And you are looking at Under Armour. And Under Armour, wow, a rally in Under Armour here. Support building, strong support, major support building, just under $7 in this one. Last buying under right at 716. Several lows in that area. You're at 732. Really holding. Wow, this thing doesn't move much. 680 to 720. That was 720 was a big level of resistance here going back in August. You finally punched through it. Technical analysis is kind of working here, holding seven. So 715, 720 closed yesterday at Wednesday at 730. So not bad. Under Armour not looking bad. Foot Locker. FL 2259. Ooh, boy, this is important here. Working it all the way up to fill that gap at 2317. Tried here. I think I remember looking at this one. Did fill it here. Did fill it again here, 2345. So it got pair of highs. If this thing could get above 2350, doesn't look like it's filled the gap, but it doesn't look like it's reversing hard yet. So no, couple lows in the same area and at 22. So I like the support at 22. And if you could ever punch through and fill that gap, then got some room on the upside. Look at that long consolidation period it had before it broke down. And maybe this is just giving you one of those consolidation periods. FSC, it can't go lower. How many times have you said that to yourself? Um, hmm. You did fill the gap. I don't know if that was a big 2 day run here. Probably had earnings and then a gap up day. But you went from 13 to 18, make it easy. Ooh, 18's major. Until you get above 18 here, you got to think it's going to check back and work its way lower, but that's a 2.5 move. 15 and a half would get you back in this area, fill the gap here, and give you a chance. I mean, these were a couple big bars here, but you look like you're backing and filling here and not getting killed. So this 18 longer term, this 18 to 1830 level, this is called 1815. That's major resistance here. All right, guys, give me a couple more symbols here, then we'll wrap it up on this Friday, get our weekend started. We have Mattel. Barbie finally broke down here. I don't know what happened on this day here. I wonder if it was earnings, came back, popped, filled the gap. This is tough. The Barbie not following through as much. um, hmm. Well, I guess as long as you hold 1803 was your 2 day low, another low in that area at 1815. So there, $18 on the support, and just had a steady seller here. Someone that did probably picked it up on the cheap on this day, didn't get out in the initial pop to fill the gap. But this is kind of looking like you rallied back, came back, made a lower high. I'd be careful here if Mattel does not make a higher high, at least from the interim here at 1940. All right, let me see what else is popping in here. As we are coming up on that opening bell on Wall Street, we are unchanged on the session here. Recap the numbers. Um, I own some Pfizer at a higher price. I'm not thinking of adding it to yet. Man, maybe a catalyst or something. I mean, their earnings are really coming down, but it's got to have a green month sometime. I don't know if that's the best. You did have a green month here. Uh, at, back in March. But the leaders, the laggers trade, may be coming up. But as always, you need a catalyst. Okay, we're down a tick. We're going to wrap things up here on this Friday. Everyone have a safe weekend. Remember, no closing print today, and we will be back with you Monday morning. Everyone have a great weekend.